What's up, guys? So this is gonna be episode 2 of Rosario discussions. We're strictly going to talk about Tower of God this episode, the webtoon and the anime. We're gonna start with the anime and then lead off into the webtoon, so that because I feel like most people have read the webtoon have seen the anime, and then there are a lot of people that have only watched the anime and not read the webtoon. So it would just be better for us to talk about the anime first and then talk about the webtoon.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So what are your? Because we talked about it in the first episode about the first episode of Tower
Yeah.
God. Like, what is your feel for how the season is progressing so far? And we're 4 episodes in, so like we're only a third of the way. But how do you feel? Do you think it's like the pacing, all that kind of stuff? Like,
Yeah,
what do you
okay.
feel on
So
all that
number
stuff?
one, number one, I just want to say like anyone who was like tweaking about the adaptation like being bad, like they were like I don't know, they're talking crazy. Like, see, the thing is like everyone was like before season one came out, everyone was like, oh, dude, like 13 episodes for season one, that's too little. It's like, dude, like okay, listen, I understand like like you see like a small episode number and like you freak out a little bit, but it's like season one of Tower of God really it's not that long, dude. Like it's like okay, there's 80 chapters, but those chapters are not that long. So it's like personally, so far for the adaptation, I think that this is one of the best I think that this is one of the best adaptations like that you're gonna get for anything. Cause like the characters look good, the OST is great, it's vibrant, like the voice actors are good. Like it just looks good. Like I don't know, dude. I'm just saying you look at somebody who's like anyone who's talking about it, like pretty much everyone, like except for a certain few people on Twitter, we won't talk about them, but um, like pretty much everyone who's like talking about Tower of God, it's like they're all like, "Oh my God, dude, like this is like pretty good. Like I'm interested to see what's going on, and like I don't know. I just think it's a really good adaptation, and I think we're gonna get like, I don't want to say, okay, I don't want to hype it up and say this is gonna be masterclass, but I think we're in for a really good adaptation.
Yeah, 1,000%. I agree. Like, from the first episode, I was saying like whether it was on Twitter, whether it was here, like I was saying like people are really bugging on like the pacing and like they're talking about it's like 79 chapters and like they're only gonna do that in 12 episodes, whatever 12, 13 episodes, and it's just like I kind of like I could understand where they were coming from, but at the same time like for me, it's like webtoons is different from manga. Okay, like if you did 79 manga chapters in a 13 episode season, you might you might butcher the whole fucking thing. But I feel like with webtoons, the way that it flows, for the most part, I mean, obviously season 1 is dialogue heavy. Like anybody who tries to say that it's not and like whatever, like even though I enjoyed the fuck out of season 1, like I'll be the first to admit it is dialogue heavy and it can be something that might push away some readers because season 1 does have some info dumps and heavy dialogue at times, and it's like not like it's not like you're reading like a shonen. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
constant. Like dude, I've been rewatching fucking Naruto, and like it's just like next fight, action, action, action. I
Hmm.
just finished rewatching like the end of Gaara versus Sasuke, and then um the stuff with Orochimaru and stuff like that with
Yeah,
Sarutobi.
yeah.
Like so, it's just like it feels like next thing after next thing after next thing after next thing. But like with season 1 of Tower of God, uh, it's like a lot more build up, world building, all that kind of stuff. So I think what they're doing with the anime is way better than if they would have just tried to fucking do a quote unquote one for one adaptation. Also, if we want to talk about like what they're doing so far, up to episode 4, they've, in my opinion, Khun's backstory being handled fucking
Oh
amazing.
yeah, that was really well done. I was like, holy cow, like they did it way better than like. Did they even do Coon's backstory that early in the?
Dude, I
They
don't
didn't do
even
it there.
remember them
Yeah,
hitting
that's
the
what I'm saying. I
backstory that
don't.
early, but
Yeah.
the fact that
Mm-mm.
they might be the fact I would have to go back and check to be very specific, but uh the fact that they're including it now
Yup.
and the way that they're doing it, I feel like it's going to have like a slightly different feel than when you're reading the webtoon, just because the anime is taking some of its what's the word, um it's taking its own volition, like to slightly shift things and rearrange things in certain
Yeah, to
ways,
make it make
like
more sense. Yeah.
yeah, and just to flow, like because
Yep.
an anime flows differently than a manga or webtoon, so I think that they're doing a really good job at thinking about the watcher first and not the reader, because I feel like if they focus just on the reader,
As
that
they should. As
yeah,
they should.
exactly. I hate I hate when dudes, well, just people in general. I hate when they're like, "But bro, the manga." It's just like, come on,
They
man.
do.
Like, it's
It's like
not the
you gotta think about the
audience.
yeah.
It's
It's
not
not.
the target
Yeah.
audience. The whole point is to possibly get them to fall in love with it, and then they go read it.
Yeah.
Like, I own fucking Tower of God fucking volumes, like physical volumes. I don't fucking read Korean, dude. The fuck?
Yeah.
Like, at least not yet, baby. We gonna see. But
Yeah.
I think that how they, another example is the flashback shit with Rachel. Instead of
Yeah.
like, and like how I said, in the first episode, I was like, instead of them doing the way that it happened in the webtoon, they just handled it as a flashback, and I thought it had just as much impact as a flashback than it did as anything else. And I think that something that they're doing really well is really emphasizing the fact that Khun, I think that something they're really emphasizing well is Khun's backstory affecting how he views Bam and how Bam views Rachel and how he could want to help Bam really hold on to that feeling, that thing that he, so at least him personally, cherishes at this moment in time. You feel me? So
Yeah.
so if we want to move away from the pacing part, we can talk about now. If you have anything in regards to it that you want to say, we could talk about the OST for Tower of God every episode.
Okay, so like, okay, I haven't. Okay, so that's okay. That's one thing. Like this is like one thing I do. Like, unless that like OST is like really like in your face, I don't really like. I just like zone in on anime, so it's like I don't really like pay attention to the OST that much. But I will say that I do like the Tower of God OST, but like I've just okay, because like for me, the thing is like the OST is great. Like we have a great Kevin Penkin, I think is doing it. He's done like the OST for Made in Abyss and a bunch of other stuff. Like he's really good at it, and it's like we have a great OST, and it's like it's so good that it's like I'm just so immersed in like the whole like show, like everything is like I just kind of forget it's there, but it's like not in like a bad way. It's like because it's like I'll be like, oh wait, like these background sounds, like they're just like they just make sense to be there. Like I don't know, like the
It just
soundtrack's
starts to
great, dude.
blend
Yeah,
in,
so yeah, it blends in. Yeah, exactly. It's
and
like
you get so zoned in that you're not even. I could definitely understand what you're saying, 100%.
yeah, and it's like cause like episode 4, or the most recent one,
Mm-hmm.
that was like, when like all like when the fighting like really started to happen, like that was fantastic. Like the OST, like when Laro, like when he shot a knock with like the Shinzu, like whatever, I was like, holy shit, like this is like it's nice because it's like the thing with the Tower of God OST is it's not really like super like it's not like over the top, like it's not like super loud or anything, but it's like it's really good background, like like it just fits the series tone.
Yeah, yeah. No, one thing I'm like, one thing that I really liked is because like I love like anime that have like OSTs, especially when fights are happening type shit. Like Naruto had it, Bleach had it. Bleach was like famous for it. Okay, like whenever, especially during Waco Mundo, just having that music playing every time like some shit would be going down, like the little Spanish violins and all that shit. So, I have personally loved the OST for Tower of God, and like it's something that I genuinely noticed because like they've had a lot of different styles of stuff going on in the background. Like they had guitar riffs during episode 3. I think in this last episode it was more piano stuff, if I remember correctly. I'd have to go back and rewatch it, but I think it was like more piano type stuff. But something that I thought, so that's something that I thought that really is, I know it's not something super major, and for most people, it's not make or break for anything related to the series. But I think that that is like some really like those little things is what takes it to the next level. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
most people won't really notice it, but I feel like there's also a lot of like it doesn't take away anything from the people that do notice it. I mean, that don't notice it, but it also adds a lot for the people that do notice it.
Mhm.
So and so far, every single thing that I felt they added as far as OST goes really fit. I know some people didn't like the intro song for Tower of God or whatever. I know I saw some shit on Twitter. Like a lot of people were like,
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna be honest. I use that as a like the moment that like it hits the opening hits. I'm like, all right, let's get that bathroom break or let's get like water or whatever. Like let's get that shit going. Like, dude, it's I don't know. It's like it's just not for me. Maybe other people. It's just not for me.
the intro, I definitely can agree. The outro, though, that's a different story, buddy.
Yeah.
I fuck with the outro song. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd agree. I'd agree there.
Okay. So, as far as the anime goes, we can move forward to one of the characters that I think there's two characters that I think. Well, actually, there's two characters that I think transcended the webtoon so far in the anime, and we could talk about it, and you can tell me how you feel, and I'll let you know what I think and stuff like that. But the first one is I think Shibisu is done really fucking
Oh my
well, and
god,
that
dude.
that this character is, because I thought he was really good in the webtoon, and like there's obviously things that we can't really talk about right now and that haven't occurred and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But so far with like the animation, the sound effects,
Dude,
the
he's I'm not okay.
comedy, like
Listen. Okay. Okay. What I want to say is like Shibisu was good in the webtoon, but like, and like, okay, the anime is great, you know. So it's like, it's like I'm not saying anything's bad. But like Shibisu, dude, he is carrying the anime so hard right now. He is carrying, dude. He is like they made him so much more funny than he is in the
in the
webtoon. Like
webtoon.
it's
Yeah,
crazy. It's
exactly.
crazy.
And it's like the comedy so far in Tower
The
of
comedy's
God
been
is
great. It's been
probably
great.
the greatest thing to come out of the anime, because like that was my, like one of my biggest concerns when I thought about like Tower of God ever getting an anime and stuff like that was like, will they, because like you know how like people are already mad that it wasn't a one for one adaptation type shit.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
it's not a one for one adaptation, you worry about what will get cut, what will get rearranged, all that kind of stuff. So far, like I told you, I think they're doing a phenomenal job. I don't think that there's been anything that's been
They're doing
cut
so well.
or
They're doing
rearranged
so
that I
well.
think is really bad. But I think what they're doing really well is really holding on to and even enhancing the comedy, because like I think when I was early reading, when I first read Tower of God, first time ever, Rack, like their interactions and Rack especially, the comedy I thought was so good in the webtoon. Okay,
Mhm.
and the fact that they were able to take a character like Shibisu and kind of give him the webtoon, I guess you could say, treatment of Rack, where it's like as far as the comedy goes, and maybe they'll do more for Rack as it continues, especially with
Mhm.
like the turtle stuff like that. With his interactions with Khun, and I mean like another thing too is like that I really loved in the fucking webtoon is like when they do like the transition to like the chibi type of art from like the regular kind of art, and it
Mhm.
kind of makes them look like I think it was when fuck it, like there's one scene in the anime where they make all of them the Kun Bomb and Rack really small, like a chibi type of
Oh
drawing,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that kind
They've
of
been
art
doing that a lot. They've been doing that
yeah,
a
I
lot
really
now in
like
the anime.
that.
It's so good. It's so good.
And then the fucking memes for fucking Shibisu where like they're shaving motherfuckers' heads and shit. I think it was. I think it's for Shibisu. I'm not sure, but I saw some memes going around with like you know how like Shibisu made that fucking face
Yeah.
like the All Might type of face or whatever the
You
fuck you
got
want
that
to
troll
say.
face.
Yeah, the troll
Hmm.
face. Some people they started editing it onto other people, and then also then somebody started shaving the heads of them while doing that. I don't know. There's some weird shit, dude. But also, there's been some pretty good fucking fan art going around for Tower of God now that the anime's out. I gotta maybe find it, and maybe you guys might be seeing it on screen right now, along with like where you can find the artists and stuff like that. But if not, then I did not add that, and I was lazy. So,
It's all good. It's all good.
uh, but all right. So, and then before I get on to Rachel, uh, we can talk about a knack because no spoilers, guys, but as far as like jihad princesses, this was like my least favorite jihad princess when I was reading, and she feels like a way more interesting and better character in the anime. I don't know what it is, but like the way that they handled like her attitude, stuff like that, and everything during the crown game, and also displaying her strength at this point, and something that they're showing that they really haven't gone into yet, because obviously when you first watch the first episode, they don't really explain what igniting of weapons is, which is fine because they're going to have to explain that later anyway. So it doesn't matter that they didn't touch on it there. That just means that later on when they find out, they'll be like, "Oh, that's what that was." So I don't think there's a problem with doing that. But when she started to ignite her weapon and it reacted to the Black March, and like she kind of already knew, and there's only a few people there that know what the 13 months weapons are, and again, that's something else that just got explained, and like I just feel like they're picking the right time. Like they haven't even really discussed jihad princesses to my if I remember. I don't remember them talking anything about really jihad princesses except for the fact that they are jihad princesses. Um, so again, I think these are all ways that they're picking the right times to really introduce things and to talk about them and not try to force them in early just because that's how it happened in the webtoon, and understanding that they only have so much time to work with and try to make everything fit perfectly and make sense is not just throwing shit in because that's how the webtoon did it and trying to really storyboard for the anime. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So I think we can. Well, is there anything you want to say on that, like a knack or anything like that, or any characters that you think
Okay.
really stood out for you?
So.
Oh, Hots. Oh, shit, I forgot Hots.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No. Of course. Okay. Here, I'll just touch on all that real quick. So like. Okay. So. It's going back to what you were saying about a knock. So so I know you just said you did, okay, so like I know you didn't like her, and it's like okay, I agree. Like at the beginning, I didn't really like her, but like she grew on me like as the series progressed, and like now it's like going back, I really like a knock, like because like dude, season one, she's a badass. Because like right now, like she just seems like the strongest character right now. You know, if you're an anime only, it's like you're like oh shit, like and she declared herself a jihad princess. You know, like blah blah blah, like.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, they probably don't know that much about it because, like, at this point, you don't really know anything about like, what that really means. But it's like, wow, like, you know, like they really just like made her seem, or like they just really like they portrayed her in a way like so much more badass. Like seeing her like actually like, because like the thing is like that scene with like the Green April like going crazy and like not growing extra limbs, like you know, like it was like branching out and like going crazy all over, like that
yeah.
was portrayed so much better in the anime, and it's like. And how crazy she went. Like I don't know, dude. Like I like to knock, or I like a knock now, and it's like it makes me like her even more. But it's like I don't know. I think the anime's handling her really well. Like I just think the anime's handling everything really well. I just don't have any complaints about it at all so far. Like
I haven't found anything that I can truly complain about, and that's not just coming from a fan perspective. It's just genuinely like when I was watching Kimetsu no Yaiba, I guess spoilers, but when I was watching that, like it took a few episodes before I was like, okay, this is something I really want to watch. Like I really only continued it because of like the opinions of some people that I know that I thought, okay, then let me give this a shot. And also, obviously, everybody was going crazy over Demon Slayer when it came out. Um, so I figured, fuck it, let me see what's up. And like the animation, I felt carried it because I wasn't particularly intrigued by anything in regards to Tanjiro. So as the story went on, obviously I started to become like obviously I started to enjoy it more, and the animation kind of like caught up. I mean, the story kind of caught up with the animation on some levels. Um, but I don't feel like that for like I feel like right from the get, I was like, and maybe it's because I've read it, so it's hard for me to have like a perspective of just an anime only type of thing. But personally, I didn't have any issues with episode one the way that a lot of people did. But if we just want to say okay, episode one could have been done differently, if that's the case, I don't see how anybody can complain with episodes 2, 3, and 4 and what they can complain about. Like I don't know.
Yeah, so far I just don't. Unless the only thing I could see someone complain about is just like they just don't like the story, and it's like I guess that's fair. If you don't like the story, like I mean, because like for any series, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But it's like that's pretty much it. I think that everything else is really solid for the anime. So I mean, I don't know. Like I just think it's such a good adaptation. Like we're gonna look back on this adaptation and be like, you know, like this was really well done. Like
Yeah, I think season one will either look back and be like, "Yo, that was really like that was good," but then that's not even anything compared to season two. Because if they're doing so like actually, let I'll come back to this. I don't. I want to wait till the very end so I can be like, yo, spoilers if you want. Click away from this part. Because I want to talk about something related to.
yeah, gotcha.
Let's just talk about the stuff that has no spoilers, and then we can talk about the anime and where it can lead, and the stuff involving spoilers for people that don't want any spoilers. Um, Rachel animation, like her animation, like how they drew her, stuff like that. That shit not sitting right with me, man. That shit that's the only thing. That's the only thing that I could say. Like she they didn't make her like average, like plain
They
ugly.
didn't make it like ugly.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
fuck.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, listen, like, I
Like
mean,
I don't care that much. I don't care that
yeah.
much, but like it plays into her character.
But see, I think that the whole Rachel being average, like look wise, was more highlighted in season two. Yeah, season two of Tower of God. Yeah, it was more. I feel like that stuff was more highlighted there because, like, I won't. I'm not gonna say anything about what happens in season one or whatever, but I feel like her whole, like the whole, you know, her whole like and like the inferior, like the, you know, like my I look bad, all that blah blah blah. It came in season two. So like for now, I mean, I guess like I'm
Yeah,
okay
but it
with
would be
it.
weird for them to
No, cause like
change
no,
how
cause see that's the no, but see that's the thing though, dude. Cause you have to remember the art style in Tower got changed so much, and like so what I'm thinking that they're gonna do if they're gonna continue the adaptation and like let's assume same studio, you know, same
You think
team.
they're gonna do that? What you're
I
about
don't
to
know.
say? You think they're gonna do
I
that?
think they're gonna do the JoJo thing. I think they're gonna do the JoJo thing
Huh.
whereby the art style is going to change by like season because of like because like think about it because like for JoJo in the manga the art style changed drastically from part to part. Like okay, like every part Araki would just like completely like change up his entire art style. And like listen, I'm not saying like because like CU it wasn't like, you know, like because like Araki, like he's an artistic god, you know, he's been in the lurv, you know, like he's the only mangaka to have any, you know, art in like a, you know, high profile museum like that. But, you know, I'm saying like see, like his art got drastically better. So it's like the thing
Yeah,
is
there's
like,
no way you could have season
yeah,
three art with season one art
that's
on the
I'm saying you
anime.
couldn't do that. You
Yeah.
couldn't do, they have to change it. And so I think that they're gonna do that, and that's gonna
I
be so cool.
personally hope they do. Like how you're saying,
Mm.
I hope they do. But also, part of me knows that I'll be fine if they don't because that could be a good or a bad thing for the anime fans. Because then you might have fans that really liked I mean, I'm not saying they will, but you might have fans that really like the art style in season 1, and then changing it for season 2 kind of puts them off.
But see, that's the thing. You can't cater to them because, like, the thing is, like, if they go and read the manga, they're gonna get culture shocked either way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's true.
they're gonna,
That's true.
yeah,
That's true. That's true.
yeah. So
That's
it's
true.
like
That's true.
it's like you gotta, it's like, I feel like you just gotta stay true to the art style, you know?
Yeah, I'm
Because then,
not
like, if
staying
somebody,
fucking. Yeah, no, no, no. Continue, continue.
because like, I'm saying, like, because if you don't stay true to the art style, they go and peep the manga. They're just like, what the fuck? Like, it doesn't look anything like, it doesn't look anything like this. Like, so it's like they just don't go and peep any of the, manga or because like the thing is like season one of Tower of God, the anime, obviously looks substantially better than than season one of the webtoon, but they at
Yeah.
least stayed they at least stayed true to like what it was, you know.
Yeah, you could watch it and be like, all right, that's season 1 Tower of God.
Yeah.
No, I definitely understand, and like I guess that I was being inconsistent there because I'm really big on like not catering to the webtoon audience, and just trying to like focus
Yeah,
on.
this is like the
But then
this is
I'm
the
also
one
not.
time.
Yeah, and then
This
I'm
is like the
also.
one issue whereby I think you would cater to the webtoon audience because
Yeah.
like it would just steer people away from actually peeping the webtoon itself.
Yeah, no, I'm more meant like not really catering to anybody and just trying to get SIU's vision out properly in a way that can be um what's the word? We'll just go with taken in, like it can be absorbed in a way that SIU wants it to be absorbed, and not necessarily trying to just replicate either the webtoon or follow some type of
Oh
formula.
yeah, no, of course. Like, dude, like, listen, if CU says like, hey, I want it to look like this, dude, or whatever, I don't go, like, dude, like, dude, CU can do whatever the hell he, dude, like, he has proven himself to me. I will trust him in whatever he does. Like, he is, he's so good. I don't care. I trust him 100%. So if CU said I want it to look like Naruto, then I'll be like, okay, let's go, let's run it back, dude. Like,
Clearly is his reasons. Clearly has his reasons. We just can't
exactly.
see it right now. Nah, yeah. I definitely 100% could get down with that. Um but yeah, other than the Rachel thing, I like I said, there's nothing really here that I really care to that like I really have any real issues with. Like I can't think
Yeah.
of anything. So
Yeah, for the
uh
anime, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't know, like, besides, like, Stan Hats, I guess, best swordsman in anime. But, yeah, that's pretty
but
much it.
I all right. So for anybody that doesn't want to hear about anything related to what could happen later and stuff like that, because like I think we try to do a good job at avoiding that before as we've been talking. But for anybody that wants to hear
Yeah,
about
if we're
what we
talking about the
think,
webtoon, if
no,
we're
no,
talking
no,
about
we're
the
not.
finesse.
We're not talking about webtoon yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
If anybody wants to hear about like what we think will happen for the rest of the anime and like stuff like that, well, not the rest, but like just for the next episode, really, um, we're gonna talk about that briefly, real quick, because there was something that we were just talking about in regards to. I don't think it was a knack. We were just talking about how in season 2, fuck, I should have wrote it down. Um, we were saying that like fuck. Oh! In regards to Rachel, we were talking about in regards to Rachel that like in season 1, like how you were saying that she wasn't. You don't really get to see a lot of like what he's trying to explain with her personality. Like you do, but you don't. And season 2, especially, on the floor of, not the floor of Tess, Data World, especially in Data World when she gains uh the avatar and all that stuff, that is where you really see a level of inferiority that you didn't really see, like like as far as when she's thinking of herself and her image. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like I just don't think it's really necessary in season one to really emphasize that point because it doesn't become it's not like a huge point until that point in season two. It's really not. Well, I mean, I guess that in season two, like there's also like if you remember, I think it's like pre-workshop arc or like right before well, not pre. I mean, it's like either like beginning of workshop arc or like right before like, um, there's that like like the dude who had like the running power or whatever. Like he could run super fast, and then like he told Rachel like, oh, you should run with your own legs, and then Rachel like stabbed him in the legs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So like,
yeah.
yeah. That's like I think that's the first instance for I think where she was like really insecure.
Yeah,
But like,
and
yeah.
also, I forget his name right now. I really like that character, but
Yeah, no, yeah, I forget his name too, but yeah, I know, yeah.
but and the that's why when fucking alright, so that's why when motherfucking Woozy out there tweeting that bullshit, like how can because I feel like he only does that for the TL type shit, just because like it's like a meme to like hate on Tower of God apparently now, but like how can you read that scene and shit like that and then even try to like talk shit like what like
No, it's like a low key. Like I can okay. Like like listen. I hate the Tower of God slander too, but it's like the only reason why I understand is because like for me with One Piece, it took me until Arlong Park to get invested into it. So it's like beforehand, like I was like, because I was on the fence. I was like because like I didn't know if I liked it or not, but I wanted to keep on reading more of it. And I think that for him and like some of those people, like they're on the fence, like because like the thing is like if you're really invested in the series, like you're like God damn, like this is great, like like everything's because you're gonna be hyped for every moment. But then it's like when you're on the fence, it's like, like do I really care about this character, blah blah blah. Because like for instance, like I'm just saying like. Listen, I'm invested in Tower of God. I love the series. Listen. I don't hate the guy, but Wang Nan, he's a bum. All right, I'm just gonna put that out there right now because like the thing is, I'm sick and tired of on Twitter people like, oh Wang Nan,
well
blah
then
blah
I
blah.
guess
Like,
we're gonna
you
have a
know,
lot to talk about in a second because I'm
oh
definitely
yeah,
bringing that shit up for the
all
webtoon.
right, yeah. So it's like, listen, all right, like Wang Nan, this. It's like, people like they're all invested into the series. Like, and then for instance, like, like not just Woozy, but just others who are like reading the series, like whoever, like they all hate Wayne Man, right? And like, listen, I understand them. He's a bum. Like, I'm just saying, like, and you have these people who are like, oh, they love Tower of God, and it's like you have people like Rev, like, I hate to bring his at, like, I hate to bring him up on the series. My bad, I hate to bring him up on the series, on this podcast or whatever. But like, yeah, he loves Wang Nan. It's like, dude, you ask him why, and it's like he's got potential. It's like that's it, that's it. And it's like,
The infamous
okay, dude,
potential line.
yeah,
Fuck. Like the scariest like alright, so potential is like one of the scariest fucking words. Like not scary in the sense that like bro ain't nobody afraid of it, but like well actually that's not even true, but in the sense that like potential is only what is an idea of what can happen and like
dude,
what may
exactly.
happen, but that has no correlation onto like
Dude,
what is
I have a
actual. Yeah,
perfect
yeah,
example. I have a perfect example as a former Black Clover stand myself,
yeah.
and as a former Leopold stand myself. Listen, so it was around I want to say probably around 1.5 years ago. I joined Anna Twitter or whatever, and I was
Yeah, we
saying
pretty
Leopold
much
season.
joined at the same
I
time,
yeah
dude. We pretty
right
much joined at the same
yeah,
time.
and I was saying Leopold season then. It still hasn't been Leopold season in the manga, dude. I've been waiting a year and a half, dude. Like
Dude, is he
I've
even
been like
involved in the manga anymore?
he is involved right now, but it's like in a limited role. So it's like I'm like okay, it's like I was starving and now they threw little crumbs my way. So it's like I'm feasting because like this is all I'm gonna get.
Yeah, if
But
you
like
weren't eating anything before, at least you
yeah,
got a little bit of
exactly, yeah.
something now. But like, nah, I definitely 100% understand that.
Yeah, so it's like that's the thing with the characters with potential. It's just like I understand, but it's like after getting burnt out on one, it's like you wait like 100 chapters. The manga does not do anything with the character. It's like, what's the point, dude? Like why am I even hyped for this character? And for like, because it's like I don't know, man. It's like when the thing actually happens, I'll be hyped, but it's like I'm not gonna waste my time like hyping them up.
No, 1,000%, 1,000%. Like, so we can actually like, for anybody listening, we're just gonna bounce right into the webtoon here,
Hmm.
because what he's mentioning, like, we could actually talk about in the webtoon right now.
Hmm.
So we're just gonna bounce right into the webtoon. Anybody that doesn't read the webtoon and is not caught up, I suggest personally that you click off now. and come back when you finally have caught up, so you could like possibly be like, oh, I thought that too, or like anything like that, because we're gonna be talking about a lot of spoiler type stuff and theory type stuff, for the possible future. But so to continue with what you were saying, the probably the two biggest examples of what you're saying is the one that you were mainly talking about, which is Wang Nan. That's one, or Wang Nan. I don't know. Wang Nan.
I just say Wang Nan. Wang Nan. That's what I go with.
Yeah, that's the Idaho or Iowa in you.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm going with.
And then that's one example of that. And then the other example is Rack, because like for I don't know how long now. I'd have to go back to the first time that they mentioned it, but ever since I think it's the Floor of Death, where they first bring up the ancient ones. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if ancient ones might have been Floor of Death, but I know that for sure the native one, like when they're saying like, oh, he might be the native one. That was hidden for during like okay, and I just want to say right away, like this, I want to say that Hidden Floor is probably one of the best training arcs I've seen in a series. Like they trained up the trained up the three,
Hidden Floor slash Data World.
Yeah, they trained up the entire main trio at once. It didn't feel bad or anything, but that's just a tangent. We can get back to the topic. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was Hidden Floor. They said he was native one, but I don't know if it was the Floor of Death that they said, because like I know that Rack saw like the statue of like the turtle or like the crocodile, and like he was like, oh, what the fuck? And that was before.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean that. No, I just mean like when SIU is alluding to something greater for him. Like he's been alluding to something greater for Rack, and something Vince mentioned, which I 100% agreed with, which is kind of crazy because lately me and Vince been disagreeing a lot. But he mentioned that like Rack, all this alluding that has been done, like we just there hasn't been any follow up on it.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually wanna kind of like the point you're making here with like the two types of potential. I kind of want to argue that actually, because like with the recent chapter, so you were saying like Wang Nan. It's like, okay, so there's two sides of the spectrum, right? So like you have like a character who has potential, right? And like you have like a Wang Nan character. They have potential, but they get washed like all the time. They don't do jack, right?
Wait, who can we reference that to? Who can we? Gets washed like all the time.
Leopold.
I was gonna say Leopold, but we could go with Krillin.
You can go Krillin. Tien from not Rock Lee, but Kiba from Naruto.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, it's like just like because like you have like that hope, but the author just doesn't do anything, right? And then, so this also ties into the chapter that dropped today. Then on the opposite side of the spectrum, you have the character that's been hyping themselves up, like since they, like they've been hyping themselves up, just like, oh, like just wait until I get my full power back, like all that.
Oh, they've been doing that shit for so long, dude. Since the fucking Hell Train, dude.
For 100+ chapters. Like, oh, just wait until I get my full power.
And we kept seeing slight glimpses of it, and and then he's like, this isn't even my full. And then he does it again, this isn't even my full.
And now we finally get the full power, and he's balling the fuck out, dude. Like, those are the two, that's why, like, White and Wang Man, like, because, like, those are two opposite sides of the potential spectrum. Because like White is really just going off right now. Because like I mean we can just segue into the chapter now. Like I mean we both read it. Like dude, that okay. First off, one thing I want to say is that entrance by White, right? Like
yeah.
Because like he's been acting like he's had like this whole like kingly, like or not kingly, but it's like this like royal attitude. Like people beneath me, like whatever. Like this is the first time in the series where I actually felt like the characters were below White.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy about that? That you're saying is because you're saying that like because I agree with that. but then also he has that dialogue where he's like, even though that he's like whatever, like he feels like he's back to power, this strong on stuff, like that he's nothing compared to like the gods of the tower. Like even after having all that and getting all that power back, he doesn't even feel like compared to the gods, like this word for word we said, compared to the gods of this tower, I suppose I'm just another insignificant soul.
See,
Like,
dude, White is like, okay, I just want to like, one thing about, dude, the Slayers are really good. They're like really well done. Cause like season 2, the Slayers were like, they were like villains, you know? Cause like
yeah.
Karaka, he was like trying to take Bam's like heart, or yeah, I mean
Yeah,
essentially, you
Kadako
know?
is like fucking
And
a
then
villain. Bomb
yeah,
was a
and
fucking
then White,
slayer.
and then White was trying to kill Bam on the Hell Train when he first got on the train, you know? And
Yeah,
it's
I mean
like,
he's still trying to do that, but yeah.
yeah, no. See, that's the thing though. That's what I'm trying to get into. It's like, dude, these guys, like, cause like Karaka, White, cause like the one thing this chapter, cause like White was like talking about igniting souls, and then he's like, cause like the one thing you just said, like how White said, like, I'm back to my original, you know, I'm back in my prime, but like something's off, you know, or whatever. Like I just need like a little bit more, and then like he's just like, Bam. He you know, he looks at Bam just like, if I eat him, you know, I'll get a huge power boost. But the thing is, like, he, even though he recognized the power boost he would get, he's like, he wants to nurture Bam, bro. Like he's still training him, dude.
Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Yo,
Yeah,
it's exact.
he's
I
still
literally was gonna say that. Yeah.
and before that, dude, Karaka did the same shit, dude. Like Karaka was like, you know, like, dude, like I could like, I'm still like, you know, like trying to kill this guy. Like, you know, I'm gonna like, we're gonna train him up real quick. You know, I don't know why, but I really like that part of Tower of God. Like how these villains like because like the thing is like they could turn on Bam at any moment, you know. But it's
Yeah.
like they want him to be at his strongest before they turn on him, you know? So they get like,
Yes,
yeah.
but Karaka no longer, in my opinion, no longer wants to kill Bomb
Yeah, because
because he
they have
was
a
the
special connection.
yes, because they have a special connection now. And the part about White that you were saying that I agree with and that I was gonna say is that there is something to be, well, two things here. One, oh excuse me, and we could talk about both. One is the illusion, like the alluding to White and Bomb's future, whatever it may be, whether it's a neck and neck fight, a battle that will come down the line that will be a fucking insane battle, or one that turns into friendship in a
Yeah,
weird
I've told
way,
you.
huh?
Okay, I've told you my theory about like the end of like, well, for like one of my theories for the end of the series for Tower of God, right? And like,
Not that I
I mean, like,
remember.
and like, this is just like, cause like, obviously the like Tower of God, like the ending's gonna be huge. Like, there's gonna be like a bunch of characters. Like, they're gonna have like a bunch of endings. I'm saying, dude, listen, like, I don't want to be like, hey, like whatever, like YouTube, whatever, hey, anyone watching this, book it. What I'm saying is, listen, the final, like one of the final battles in Tower of God, it's gonna be White, right? It's gonna be like White and Hats versus White's dad. Cause like White's, you know, like Arihan, one of
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
like he's the strongest one of the 10 family leaders, like the swordsman dude.
Yeah,
I'm
he's like
telling you,
top
dude,
4 in the tower or something, right?
I'm telling you, dude, Hats is gonna be the one to take him down, dude. Cause like, dude, Hats' story, bro, it'd be in like a guy not even like in any like royal family, dude. And like he climbs the tower with a sword, and then he beats the best swordsman in the dude. It's set up, bro. It's set up, dude. I'm telling you, dude. Like I don't know why. Like this is like the one thing in Tower of God that like I'm 100% sure is gonna happen like end of series. Like I'm 100% sure that because like, you know, like Zoro in One Piece, like he's gonna be the best swordsman by the end
Yo,
of the
like, yeah,
series.
no, I remember us talking about this now.
Yeah.
Hots is the motherfucking GOAT. He's just not there yet,
He's
and White sees it.
and that's yeah. Dude, when White gave him the training, dude. I'm saying, dude, like White. Okay, because like the thing is like with White. Okay, White is a good character. I think he's like one of the best characters in the series. Cause like he he has a reason for doing pretty much everything he does. You know, I don't know, cause like I don't know, cause like the
Hold up, you cut out. Hello? Gil? Gil? Technical difficulties, boys. Gil?
Hey.
Okay, you're back. You're back.
Okay, we're good. Okay. So my bad. Technical difficulties, sucks. But anyway, so like what I'm saying is like, White does everything for like so it's like White does something and it seems pointless, but it's like he does it for a reason. I feel like so it's like there's gotta be a reason why, because like the thing is like two things. Well, not two things, but like one thing that I've been like really looking at is how. Well, I guess it's two things. Like number one, like Hat's got that ignition sword, his new sword.
Mm-hmm.
Like way back, like Name Hunt Station, right? And then in this arc or this season, like in the Cage arc, White acknowledged his sword.
Yeah, he mentioned it.
Yeah, he's like, what are you doing with that sword, And it's like, and then he gave him tips on top of that, dude. I just feel like, dude, like White is like, dude,
He also gave bomb tips.
See,
Like
that's
the igniting, which I was gonna mention is like the igniting and burning of souls.
See, that's why. Okay, hear me out. Okay, I think that when the Tower of God. Okay, well, let's just assume like the greatest, greatest timeline. Tower of God gets greenlit for the rest of the series, for the anime, like
Yeah.
like My Hero like situation. I feel like, okay, how do you feel about this? Okay, so I feel like White needs to have whoever Orochimaru's voice actor was.
Dude,
Or whatever.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. But I've been watching Naruto, and spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched Naruto. But if you haven't watched Naruto, bro, it should have been out for like 10 decades. He like his character in original Naruto, like as long as they don't do what they did to him as far as like the story going forward, like where like he was such an amazingly written character,
good villain,
and then
great villain.
I mean, like obviously as long as they go off of what SIU is writing, should be fine. But I could definitely see that because like I said, I think White is set up to be kind of like a villain, but at the same time, you have things that you witness and things that you see, and also the fact that White has multiple souls within him that kind of like affect his personality. I think that those can all factor into how his character will play out moving forward.
Yeah. Dude, let me link one thing real quick, actually. Okay, so here. So this is just for Tower of God. This is for chapter 479, or like the recent one. Okay, so like
for anybody that is wondering, I will be bringing up this image on the screen. I will have it on the screen for you guys to view that are watching the podcast. If you're just listening, I don't know what to say.
But anyway, I just want to bring this up because like dude, like, I just want to, okay, so, like, we're talking about all this, encapsulating all this, and it's, like, so, the crazy thing to me is, so think about this, okay, so, like, so I went back and, like, counted the chapters, so we're 14 chapters into this war arc in Tower of God, right? We're 14 chapters in, right? And we've already gotten, Baylor Doom and Paul, their transformations, we've gotten White in his prime.
Yeah, Paul and White's and like these transformations are all fucking oh my god.
And Caliban broke this chapter. He broke the
restraint.
He broke that out. Like, dude, and see the thing is like all that's happened. We're only past the first wall, dude. Dude, there's still like like think about how long this arc has been, and like we're not even like we're not even like close to being done at all, dude. Like this is gonna. I don't wanna be like I hate comparing. I hate being that guy who's like, X is better than Y, but I just want to say that I think that this is gonna be maybe, if it's not the best, I think it's gonna be one of the best war arcs of all time for a series.
I could see it. Like, dude, I already felt that the writing from Hell Floor to the end of that season. The Floor of Death. I already felt the writing from the Floor of Death all the way to the end of the season 2 was some of the was like, for me, like, and this is coming from someone who loves One Piece. Like, I felt like it was Marineford on crack. Like,
see, that's how I feel about this arc. It's just Marineford on crack right now, dude.
So
like, yeah.
And the thing is too is that a lot of these transformations and stuff like this for this arc is really, if you think about it, like, yes, this shit is hype as fuck, and we're not gonna like downplay that, but like this is really all set up for a more like monstrous fight. Like,
Yeah, because he does this great thing whereby he introduces these characters, right? And then like, but when he introduces the characters, he does not show any of their power ups at all. And then like, let's say like one arc after or whatever, like let's say they stay with the main cast, like Evan Kell, Baylor Doom, like all of them, like blah
yeah,
blah blah. They didn't show any of their power ups or anything during the Cage arc. Now we're hearing this war arc, dude. Like the Baylords have all showed off their powers. Evan Kelly, she's unsuppressed now. Like I didn't do like what the fuck. Like,
buddy, she.
Yeah. Oh my bad. My bad.
Respect the queen. Respect the queen. Respect the queen.
LGBT Twitter. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's like dude, Evan Kelly, like she uncompressed. Like. It's like what the fuck, It's like I have no idea, like I didn't see that coming at all. Because like the thing is, like when Evan Kill got sniped, I low key thought she was, because like I wouldn't put it past him, I thought she was gonna die, and then she uncompresses like you've seen Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yeah, like gone when he fucking went
No, not even that. No, like Biscuit, dude, like the chick, and then like during Greed Island, like the like Gon and Killua's teacher or whatever,
I think I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then like because like at the end, dude, like she's like, oh, my true form, like she's a buff ass like chick, I was like, holy fuck, dude. I was like, dude, like it's not a Hunter x Hunter reference, like essentially, but what I'm saying, it's like holy fuck, like, it's like Tower of God. Okay, the one thing about Tower of God, okay, and also I want to ask a question after this, like after I say this statement, like, so the one thing with Tower of God is like, I don't know, like this is like the first series like in a long time where it's like. I don't know, like if you remember like feeling like a kid, like like you'd like not like on like Fridays or Saturdays, like it'd be like Tsunami,
Yeah.
and like you'd go peep Tsunami, like like all of these different shows you'd watch them, and like you got like that good nostalgic feeling. Like this is like the first series in a long time. It's like I've had that feeling of like I want to see this because like I'd be a kid every weekend, like I'd be like, oh, like it's Friday, Saturday, time to watch Tsunami, whatever, like. It's like this is like the first series in a long time where it's like I've had that feeling. So on top of that, to add to that, I'd like to say or ask, like, do you think that Tower of God will be aired on Toonami? Like, how do you feel? Do you think it'd be a good Toonami show? Because I think it'd be a good Toonami show.
I think it all depends on two different things.
Okay.
One, season 2. I think it matters more about season 2 than season 1. And then the second thing would be whatever the current roster is on Toonami. Because for it to be on Toonami, it'd probably have to kick something off.
Yeah.
And for it to kick something off, it would have to warrant kicking it off.
But that's what I'm saying, because like I think that around summer.
Yeah.
Toonami's gonna get desperate because think about it, like because like for this spring season a lot of stuff got delayed, canceled, like whatever.
Actually, that's a good point. Actually, no, that's actually a really good point. That all these things are getting fucking delayed.
Here's the thing. So Crunchyroll already confirmed that there's gonna be an English dub, a Japanese dub, and a Korean dub for Tower of God.
I've been waiting, bro. I'm trying to watch this shit in Korean, man.
So I really think that Tower of God's gonna end up on Toonami. People are gonna love it, and I really think that Tower of God's gonna spike, dude. Like, listen, I'm not saying, coronavirus is bad. Stay indoors, everyone. But I'm saying that, hey, like for Tower of God, COVID-19 or Corona, it came in clutch. It came in clutch for Tower of God, cause if you look at like the anime list for this season, dude. Almost everything besides Tower of God was canceled because Tower of God was already completed. Like, because like all the production, there's like a tweet like a week ago or whatever, and they said like all the production for Tower of God was already completed. So it's
all of the production, all of it.
Yes, apparently all of Tower of God is completed, like all, because like
so they're just airing it week to week.
So like besides just airing it week to week, the only thing they're doing is like looking at the frames, like and like touching stuff up, all that. Like that's
Mm.
pretty.
Okay. If you're talking, Discord is fucking eating ass right now. Uh.
Oh wait.
Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back.
Okay. Yeah. So like what I was saying is pretty much so that one tweet that I said like it's all done, pretty much like so it's like it's all done. It's like they're pretty much like the only thing they're doing is like touching up on the anime and like all that stuff. So it's like I don't know, like pretty much like it's all because like the thing is like they could drop the whole anime right now. Probably imagining it's Netflix, like Castlevania. Like they could like drop the whole thing right now, but like they're pretty much just gonna like touch up on it, like do all that stuff. So it's like I don't know, like right now, Tower of God, you know, coronavirus is bad, but I'm just saying, it put it in a very good spot right now. It put it in
Yeah,
a
it's
very good
definitely
spot.
bad, but
Like,
it's definitely
things
just
like,
because it's bad doesn't mean
yeah,
that things won't seize the opportunities that arise because of.
I'm saying that Tower of God is in like one of the best positions in anime right now because the thing is like almost everything else around it got canceled, and it's like the one sole focus of the series. Like every Wednesday, because like, dude, you should like, okay, I don't know, like, I don't know your schedule or whatever, but it's like every Wednesday, dude, when the episode comes out, the TL is jumping, bro. The
Yeah, no,
TL is
I
jumping.
I usually try to be up when the episode comes out.
Mm,
Um, it was a lot easier to do stuff like that, and like same thing when I was reading like the webtoons with weekly and stuff, and like
yeah.
I would like doing this whole leveling shit and stuff like that. It was
Mm,
much easier to do when I was on the East Coast because chapters and episodes come out
yeah,
later
yeah,
on the East Coast than they do
yeah.
over
Cause like for
here.
you, cause like Tower of God would be out at like 7 a.m.
Yeah,
already.
I'd have to be up at like
Mm,
7:30 a.m. type shit, and like I'm gonna be honest, I'm not always up at that time, and
yeah,
if
no,
I am,
exactly.
I might have
Yeah,
been up all night. Like so, there's just a lot of factors. Like,
yeah.
um, so, but I do agree that like, cause I just saw like two summer anime just get announced that they were postponed and won't be
Yup, and
coming
they're
out until
pushed back.
probably fall. So, like, and like I don't know what's gonna happen with the Demon Slayer movie, but like that's something I was looking forward to. But like these are all things that are that have slots, and if
Exactly.
they can't fill those slots,
They gotta film somehow,
something has to fill those slots.
and
So
we got Tower
whatever
of God
that,
right here.
yeah, whatever that will be, I don't know, but I do think that this does put
Yeah,
Tower of
Tower of
God
God is
into an
like one of like
interesting
the
position.
Tower of God, like yeah, it's like one of the only like 5 series airing right now, like in this season. Like
I
it's
haven't even. I
insane.
don't even keep up with the weekly shit.
Yeah, no, yeah,
But
because I don't watch them, but it's like I just like see like what's airing,
oh,
It's
okay,
like
okay, okay. I got you.
yeah, so it's like because I just watch what I want to. It's like I watch what I want to watch, but it's like I uh I just like see like hey this is airing, blah blah blah, and it's like Tower of God, like it's one of the only things that's been canceled for the season. So I don't know, dude. We're gonna be seeing a lot of Tower of God takes for the rest of the season. It's gonna be great and bad at the same time because there's gonna be some guys who just want to talk shit about the anime, but whatever, who cares? But I don't
Yeah,
know.
there's gonna be like the people who you know it's just an all an attention thing and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like, look, I'm all for valid criticisms, and I'm the first
Yeah,
person to
of
be like,
course,
yo,
yeah.
that's actually pretty valid, or like I could understand why you think that way and stuff like that. But some people, Jesus Christ, bro, the
Hmm.
worst of the fucking worst opinions. Like,
Yeah, no, I feel you. But
it's.
anyway, to get back to the webtoon, because we kind
Mhm.
of like we're on a huge tangent, but it's all good because tangents are good. But anyway, so I don't know, like, what would you think? Like, okay, so like out of 10, what would you like rate the chapter? And like how? Okay, so also okay, so two things. Like, what would you rate the chapter? Okay, you don't have to give it like a numerical rating if you don't want to, but like, what would you rate the chapter? And like for this arc, like, how are you feeling about this arc so far in like the grand scheme of like the whole series, like so far?
Mm.
Because
All
like,
right,
okay, I'll just say right
for
now.
you could
I'll
start
just say,
with like what you
yeah.
think.
Because I'll just say right now, that chapter for me, like, I listen, like, because like you don't want to give like tens out like so lightly, but like in the whole grand scheme of the series, like that chapter for me was a 10 because like we got something we've been waiting for a long time, and like It's great, and like also, and the whole grand scheme of the entire series, like, because the thing is, like, this series is like it's had a lot of arcs that are my favorite, like, of all time, like, because like I just love this series so much.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, like, I've ranked the arcs very highly in this entire series, but the thing is, I just think that this arc so far, even though it's been 14 chapters, I think that this arc has the most potential to be the best arc. And for me already, I think that this is the best arc. Like that, th- like everything that's happened so far, this arc is just insane. Like CU he has surpassed himself in my opinion. Like because like season 3, it started off kind of slow because like the last station for season 2 was gas. It was like mini Marineford.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's like mini Marineford. And so when we get the cage arc, it was a little slow at the start. Like, let's be honest, no one really cared for like the Deng Deng and Louis stuff that much. Like the whole heart. It was a little weird.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Before we continue, let's relax. Okay, that shit hit. That shit hit.
Okay.
That shit hit for me.
I'll say for me that, like, listen, on the first read I didn't like it, but I reread the cage arc and like okay, it's like, my bad. But the thing is, like, yeah, no, I'm just like talking ahead of myself anyway. So the thing is, like, for Tower of God, the thing is, like, a lot of these arcs, like, on the first read, it's like, I'll read it and I'll be like, damn, like, it's okay. Right? It's like, okay, and then it's like you finish the arc and then you like get on, you move ahead, and it's like you kind of like, because like see you, like, he'll take you back. You'd be like, oh, this happened back then. Well, guess what? We're gonna tie that in now. So it's like I'll be like, I'll look back at these arcs and I'll be like, you know what? This is a good arc, or like I'll rate the arc highly or like higher. Like
Yeah.
After I already, because it's like I appreciate the arc more after. It's like with the cage arc, I didn't like it that much when I read it because like I caught up with Tower of God season 3 like near the end of the cage arc. So I had to read through that, and it was like, it was okay at the end. I didn't like that much, but it was okay. But
No,
so
I
reread
agree.
that.
Before you continue with what you just said there, that
Yeah.
like there are two things that I want to say on that. Is that I 100% agree with what you're saying in regards to like that sometimes after you get to a certain point and then you go back and reread, you're like, wow, this either makes
Yep.
way more sense and this makes this way more like, wow, like this is what he was doing here and this is why he had this character say this. It's why do you get what I'm saying?
Of
But
course, yeah.
but then but like and then that also ties into the fact that there are some people that will like don't get me wrong, like if you want to rate things in like a what's the, like, not closed system, I'm trying to
Like numerical,
nah, it's like when
like tiers.
a story kind of just is in its own box. I'm trying to fucking figure out
Oh, in a vacuum.
something like that. There was a
Yeah,
different
I know
word.
what
There
you
was a
mean,
different word
yeah.
that I used to use, like in conversation with my
Yeah.
roommate when we used to talk about stuff. But basically, that like if you just want to view it from just one arc, okay, and just that arc and not take into account any other arcs that came before it or
Yeah,
came
you
after
can't
it,
do
you
that.
can rate it. And sure, you
Yeah.
can be like, wow, that arc, like with Skypiea, like you could kind of be like, because you read Skypiea, right?
Yeah, of course,
You could
yeah.
kind of be like the only thing you really gain from that, like some people, this is what they'll say, even though I don't agree. You could say like the only thing you really gain from that is the poneglyphs, like that were in Skypiea.
Mm.
That was really
I'd argue that, like, this is like my One Piece hot take. I'd argue that the one thing that you get from Skype is the poneglyphs. No, I mean, not the poneglyphs, but the dials. The dials.
the dials, but you
Yeah.
also uh not if you like if you read ahead, like if once you read ahead, you also get a glimpse of haki.
Yes.
And
You
and they
you get
didn't mention
yeah
it because they talked
yeah.
about it in a way that like doesn't actually
They call
call
it
it
mantra.
hockey.
The mantra.
Yes,
Yeah. There's like
exactly,
like.
exactly.
Mm.
So similar to that, what you were mentioning is like when you go back and you read certain things, like it
Yup.
makes it
It's
a
like,
thousand times better, and you're able to appreciate certain things differently. Because
see, that's
something you
why.
might have not liked as much when you were going through
Mhm.
it, you'd be like, oh shit. like, dude, I didn't even notice this, or like, wow, this is really what he was trying to explain, and like, oh, this is why this leads to this, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, because like okay, like it's like a video game. It's like these series have, so it's like there's so much content in these series, but it's like because like the thing is you can have a series of with a lot of content and it sucks ass. You know, you can have like let's say Black Clover. Like no offense to Black Clover, but a lot of offense to it. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have like a series like that as a lot of content and it sucks. But the thing is you have a series like Tower of God. You know, you have a lot of content, but the thing is like the content is like because like you have to think about it, you know. So it's like you reread a series like this, and it's like a video game. It's like there's a lot of like replayability. I don't want to say that for like I guess rereadability is the word I want to say for one of these series. You know, it's like you can because like the thing is like you'll read it once, and it's like because like the thing is like okay. This is like this is the one thing I've been feeling like this entire time. So I finished like Tower of God, or I caught up. Let's say I think it was like early December,
mm-hmm.
right? And so the thing is like since early December when I caught up, this entire time I've been like every single time I'll see anything Tower of God related, or like I'll like watch an episode or like I'll read the new chapter. I'll be like, I really need to reread Tower of God. Like that's like the one. It's like I need to reread this series because it's like I know that there's like some stuff I just didn't pick up on when I first read it that he probably he did and it's like I just want I need to relive reading Tower. So like the one thing that I love is like I love that I caught up to Tower of God at this time because the thing is like watching season one or like reliving season one again and then seeing because like think about it dude, season one all the characters were like so innocent, and then look at now dude, like Shibisu's goofy ass in season one, like blah blah blah. He's in the middle of a war, dude. He's like collecting souls off the battlefield, bro, and like feeding white, dude. It's like what the heck is happening,
Oh, we're gonna jump back to that in a second. That I have some like I want to like transition like smoothly,
yeah,
so
no,
we're
go
gonna
ahead,
jump
go
back
ahead,
to
man, go
that.
ahead.
No, I want to keep talking about what you're mentioning, but we're gonna jump back to the white thing because there's something that I didn't
Mm.
mention that I want to talk about. So you can continue.
I mean that's pretty much it. I mean this is like the cast of like I just love the progression of the cast. And like I don't know, it's just like
Yeah, it's
I don't
interesting
know.
too because you're
Yeah,
caught up and you
it's
get
like
to view it
watching.
from where they're at, and then
Yeah,
at the same
it's like
time you're watching an episode weekly showing you what they were.
exactly what they were as kids, pretty much, dude. It's so like it's weird but very refreshing at the same time, dude. It's very like I mean like obviously I mean it's a weird word to use when reading a series that's fictional, but it's like it's very humbling to see like the characters as they were at the beginning, right, and reliving that while reading what's going on currently. Because dude, I didn't, because like listen, like Hats is a badass, right? Like whatever, like dude, Hats is like he's just over here, and Shibisu like there's out here like collecting like like soul gems off the battlefield to feed this guy so he can become super powerful. Like dude, I wouldn't have seen any of this shit coming at all, I wouldn't have seen any of this shit happening, you know.
Yeah. So we can talk about actually two things here that I want to mention in regards to everything that's currently happening. A little bit of what you just mentioned indirectly, but also we didn't get to do the podcast when this was originally planned, the Tower of God episode. So some chapters have passed, and one thing that occurred that I had already like written about before in the past and have talked about in the past, but never really set it in like a video form or anything like that. But Bomb's ability and how he handles like whenever he comes in contact with like an ability like that is foreign to him, or a fighting style that is foreign to him, something along that nature, as long as he gets hit with it and survives on it's similar, like I'm not gonna say the same thing, it's very similar to how like the Sharingan is, because like he's not necessarily stealing it. Like he didn't steal the essence of bravery. Like, and this isn't the first time that this has happened, because he didn't steal transformations, like when he was able to first transform and he did the transformation one. He didn't steal transformations from Yama or anything like that. Like he just experienced it and then made it his own, which I think, like, from a writing standpoint is fucking insane, because now you can kind of view it from like, oh, that could just be like, you could view it as something as basic as like that's just his ability, but then you can also view it from like from a point of view of like, wow, that's like some deep ass shit. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like one thing that I forgot to mention, so like this chapter, so like I don't know, because like this entire like, so season 3, you know, because like the final station, like they introduced Caliban, you know, we had no idea about him beforehand, like no idea at all, you know. And then so season 3, like they've been like, you know, like showing more of Caliban, like his intentions, like whatever. And like this chapter, I just want to, like, I forgot to highlight this, but besides the white stuff, this
Mm-hmm.
like Caliban, like they're really like, he's doing a good job of developing, like he's doing a good job of developing Caliban, because like that flashback, like I want to know more about why Caliban was followed by so many people, you know.
Oh,
Because like,
oh,
yeah, they were following him
that
back
was
and forth
another
to
thing I was
Caliban.
gonna mention, but I was trying to
Yeah,
like focus on White first and Bomb,
yeah.
but that was 100% something that I was gonna mention
It's like,
because
why is Caliban really that respected? Like, I mean, because that's the thing. Like, it kind of makes me hate him less, I guess, because like I guess he's really the epitome of he's just doing his job. But it's like,
the whole
you know,
following orders niche, like
yeah,
that, like
hmm
he's hitting all them check marks of like just a good soldier. Which before we can go, while we jump back into White, don't worry about that. So we can focus on
yeah,
the Caliban thing right here, because like this is something I was gonna mention anyway. Um, like that is something I wanted to like mention, because also like when he mentions like just being disposable,
yeah, uh-huh.
like and these constant like experiences, like he's not viewing them as negative experiences, but like how jihad punishment and all the
See,
stuff
no,
happening
see,
and
even see, Caliban's crazy to me because like the thing is, okay, well he's not crazy, but it's like, okay, see what you said about like viewing people as like insects or whatever. So like the thing is, like this chapter, right? You remember like the squadron leader, like he said like, oh, I'm gonna use the fourth corpse ship and just blow it up, you
dude,
know?
that's what I'm saying, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying,
And then,
like
and then Caliban was like, "Yo, what the fuck, dude? My guys are gonna die. Like, what are you like? You know, he like Caliban started tweaking a bit. You know, he was like,
yes,
yeah, it's like so Caliban really he like Caliban actually like he might like want like whatever Jihad's vision is, like he really cares about his subordinates. Like Caliban, like, okay, he's a bad guy in the sense like, you know, he's fighting bad, but he's not a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like he's really not that bad, I guess. You know,
like I don't like because
he's
like I
honorable. He's honorable and respectable, I
a,
guess.
1,000%. And like for me, I have like this thing where like and I'm trying like not to do it as much anymore, but like it's hard for me to watch anything anymore and not like strictly overanalyze and be trying to predict what's gonna
Yeah.
happen, and like thinking about like everything that's being said, the writing, all that stuff, and how it's gonna correlate to the next scenes that are gonna happen. Like that shit's just like I'm trying to like not do that as much, because like it can detract from the enjoyment of something. But with Caliban especially, like that this like and this is why like I think SIU is just fucking amazing writers, because so the events that like what you're talking about, where like he's talking about blowing that up, and if it happens, that's going to like be in a pivotal moment in Caliban's life. Because think of it like this, okay? Most, well, not most, almost nobody changes until like an event that was bigger than their current mindset occurs in their life, or their current belief. And right now, Caliban has like this mindset of like a good soldier. He follows orders. He does what he's told. He believes in the vision that Jihad has. But all it takes, okay, is one event that actually like something that just shakes you or him to like his core, and something that like really causes like cognitive dissonances and really challenges dissonance and really challenges everything he believes. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that the blowing up of everyone who believes in him and follows him as a leader, like people that have probably been with him since like since he was like coming up, like as a commander and whatever, and even now they still follow him, even now that
Okay.
he's not a squadron commander.
Mm.
I feel like that can be what leads to a change, and
Yeah.
I
Okay.
could
So.
definitely see Caliban being one of those types of characters. And like I don't want to keep saying that because like we saying that about White too, and then we're saying about
Mm-hmm.
that Caliban, and then like,
Mm-hmm.
but I really believe Caliban could be one of those characters, and
Mm-hmm.
I've thought this since the fight with
Mm-hmm.
what's his name oh
Mm.
man, their sensei, their
Oh,
trainer.
Jin Sung Ha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jin Sung Ha. Ever since his fight with Jin Sung Ha, I've actually just believed, and once you hear his backstory of like you got to remember like this was his entire personality. Like stand guard for the essence of bravery, and it wasn't until he met Jin Sung Ha that caused an entire shift in him.
Yeah. Yeah. Of
So
course.
I just feel like it's just that next event that causes the
Mhm.
next shift.
Yeah. All right. So okay. So like one thing. I'm sorry. I gotta head off here though.
Oh, okay,
But
okay, okay.
But okay. But before I head off though, I just want to like like just like wrap things up here. So I just want okay. This is my final question here for this like thing. So and I guess that maybe if anyone in the comments for this video like wants to. Okay. So one thing I want to say is so for Caliban, right?
Mhm.
So, do you think that if cause like so Caliban like he was like really serious about like, hey, if you mess up this mission, like I'm gonna come and kill you to like the squadron commander, right?
Mhm.
So, how do I put this? Do you okay? So if let's just assume, cause like let's just assume that like Yama stops the ship from blowing up the cage, right?
Yeah.
And the squadron commander fails his mission completely. Do you think that do you think that Caliban would join Bam? Or do you think that like Caliban would join Bam as like I'm only aiding you because I want to go kill that guy, but then after that we're still enemies,
The
you
the
know?
uh See, I think there's a third option. It's what you just said in the second option, but like even though he said we're still enemies, that the them experiencing each other in a way that is different than just enemies
Mm,
is how in stories a lot of times characters
yeah, they foster a
become,
bond, I
yes,
guess.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm,
And then they start to be able, because all it is like once you have those experiences you get to view
you
things
be
from a
able to see,
different perspective,
yeah.
and
Mm,
like that you can have some sort of middle ground. So
mm,
I think that in my opinion would be a better route. It's either going to be
mm,
the second one or the third one, but I think that the third one, as far as like the essence of bravery and all that other stuff,
mm,
depending on how SIU wants to portray the story and who he really wants you to side with, if he wants to like
mm,
lead you in any direction of who you should side with, I think that
yeah.
that third way would be the best route. And then
Mm,
real quick before you do go,
yeah, of
before
course,
we
yeah.
wrap this up, guys,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I just want to touch on this really quickly. Um, White inheriting, and they haven't really like said it, but the fact that Khun used this ability, it's bound to like be spoken about, or you'll see some manifestation of it. White inheriting the power of Yeon from Khun,
I don't know. Maybe, but I don't.
because the
I
fire. Because remember when
Cause
he
okay,
did that to fucking the lady, at the cage when he
yeah.
resurrected her, and she felt stronger, and
Mm-hmm.
like, does that
See,
mean
see,
that?
that's the thing. I don't think that I think that it's like a. Cause I okay, how do I put this? I think it's like how do I even put this? It's like okay, imagine like how I see it is like imagine like Kun's like abilities like he gives you like red buff.
No.
Yeah,
No, I definitely that's something
yeah,
that I was thinking too, that it's like I
yeah,
don't mean like it's now his power, but I mean
yeah.
like right now he has
Oh, you think he's
a
supercharged
spark
for
of
now,
it.
but then like you think it like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
back.
Similar to how like when All Might gave One for All to Deku, and he still had that spark in him, but like
Yeah.
obviously it started to dwindle away as he used it. will
I
that
don't know.
similarly happen to the power that Khun just gave to White?
I don't know, dude. Because I feel like that doesn't. Okay, that would make. Because, like, okay, listen. Khun would probably think that far ahead.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is like that's his forte. That's his bread and butter. Like he wouldn't do something
Which
with
would also make sense why Khun was, what, in this chapter was saying, like, yo, kill Caliban now. You can kill him now. He has one arm tied behind his back, you know?
yeah, he was trying like
Maybe
and he was trying to
maybe there's a
avoid
time limit. Yeah, maybe there's a
yeah.
time limit on. But I don't know. I feel like at the same time, I feel like White is really back, you know. And because like the thing is, like I feel like White has been sidelined as like, and he's been overshadowed by the other Slayers, you
Yeah.
know. And I feel like CU is like, because the thing is, like, this is like the perfect time because like we're getting into some real power players, you know. Like I feel like we're starting it, like we're getting into the territory whereby like really strong people are gonna start pulling up. Because like think about it, like that one sniper chick, she was top 500 in the tower, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, and she just pulled up randomly. She was dispatched in like what, like 3 chapters or whatever, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Like it
it's
was
like,
just kind
yeah,
of like
then she's still one of the top 500 people in the tower. So it's like, dude, strong people are about to start pulling up, you know, and like it's about the time. Like having White be White's probably gonna be the guy who's gonna get like a lot of fights, you know, for a while now, you know, like defending everyone, like, well, you know, like everyone else is getting stronger, like whatever. But I don't know. We'll see, you know, we'll see. I'm really excited for Tower of God. That's all I can say. I'm really hyped to see where it's gonna go.
I'm 100% excited for all the future stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so we'll definitely have more stuff to talk about next time we
Yeah,
talk
of
about Tower
course.
of
You know.
God. We probably won't do another Tower of God specific episode for like maybe
Mm.
like another episode or two of the anime and then another chapter or two. It all depends, guys. We'll see. But I do like these episodes to be a little bit longer form like because we did a pretty decent sized episode this time, so I kind of enjoy that more than just doing like a 15-minute conversation about the most recent
Mm.
chapter because like there's only I mean like we could talk about a bunch of shit. There's theories for days, but
Of course.
um so we'll see how I decide to go about this and go forward with this. But uh, I think that's going to wrap it up for me and Gil here. And anything that I need to add on will probably be added on into like a little clip starting after we end this. But for now, if you guys have any suggestions on what you think we should talk about next, or any comments on what we talked about in regards to Tower of God, any theories you guys may have that you want to bring up in the comments, any questions you guys may have in the comments, or just any questions that we posed, Gil posed throughout the podcast that maybe you guys want to try to answer or something like that, feel free to comment below and answer or any of that. So that's going to wrap it up. Gil, anything you want to say before we end it?
I don't got much to say. I just gotta say, Stan Tower of God, Stan Hats, you know, best swordsman ever, you know.
All right, guys.
Follow
So
me on Twitter, but yeah, hey, that's pretty
I
much
was
it.
just gonna say, yeah. All our socials will be in the description. Obviously, you can see mine on the screen, but I'll have Gil's in the description for his Twitter. So, you guys have a good evening, because hopefully this will be out Monday 4/27. Not Monday. What's tomorrow? That's Monday, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
tomorrow
yeah.
Monday 4/27. Hopefully this is out. I don't know because the render times be fucking crazy on my computer. Cause yeah, this isn't. I need to build a even better computer now. But if not, this will be out on the 28th. So if you're listening to this, this is out currently the 28th. And yeah, so like I said, if you guys have any suggestions on things you want us to talk about, just let us know, because we definitely have some stuff coming in the future that we already discussed that we are going to 100% talk about within the next like week or two. And yeah, but we're always trying to figure out the other stuff to read and stuff to talk about. So if you guys have like things that you would really want us to hear, that want to hear us talk about, please don't be afraid to comment it below and let us know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So that's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. And
Yeah,
stand Tower God, because Tower God GOAT. SIU, greatest writer.
yeah, of course. Yes, sir. Yeah, peace, boys.
Peace out.